Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode, things got even grimmer. The storm arrived and we started to head back until an avalanche cut us off. We have no way down off the mountain, so we have to march back upwards. We have to finish this, and we have to do it in the middle of a storm, which is slowly getting worse. Oh, hello, I did not see that coming. Okay. We're nearly dead. We need to drink this rejuvenation elixir. Fabian falls to the ground, worn down by exhaustion, the cold, and his many wounds. He quickly scrambles up and leaves the battle, saying, "Sorry, Vincent, you'll have to handle the rest of them on your own. I'm done for now." I can't. Well, it's time to reload here. This is getting rough. This is getting very rough. Alright, gonna drink this healing poultice. Enter combat. There we go. Alright. I am going to drink this Dispel Magic potion. And he's gone. Of course, we'd end up fighting more of them, I know it. More Corral Blossoms. Is that really the last of it? I mean, there's Icicle Moss there. And I'm dead. Alright, we can't do this without him. I need him with us. I think I can make another one of those, though. I think I can make another healing poultice. I can. Heal the ally. Make another healing poultice. There. Alright, enter combat. Alright. Now we're in a perfect spot. Use that Dispel Magic potion. Damn it! That almost worked. Restoring. Alright, let's try that again. Healing poultice on ally. Make another. And drink it for myself. No, not him. Reloading, because I screwed up. Alright, let's try this again. This time without screwing up. Heal myself. Heal ally. Crap. I stepped too far. Alright, use that Dispel Magic potion again. Okay, there goes the mage. We're good. Now let's keep moving, keeping our eyes open for anything that could be useful. Like these Corral Blossoms. Alright, Corral Blossoms we have more of. I think we already have a few. Gotta keep our eyes open for... There! Icicle Moss. Icicle Moss, Corral Blossoms, Strangleweed, and one set of Frost Shrooms. We can make a hardiness filter, but we've already got a couple. I still haven't used any. Potion of alacrity, I don't need one of those. Okay. What we need is mountain holly. You and Fabian are no longer alone. Spectral warriors rise out of the ground before and behind you, and banshees fly screeching from the dizzying cliff nearby. You and Fabian draw your weapons and stand back to back, slowly turning to survey the situation. Looks like we're surrounded. I'd be lying if I said I weren't damn tired, but if we go down together. You nod and the spirits rush you. Well, not much choice here. Drink the hardiness filter. Okay, this would have been the time to use it. Well, Fabian's down. Yeah, this would have been the time. And I'm hitting it slow. No way I'm gonna survive this. Alright. That was the time I should have used it. Could I have made another, though? No, we don't have any mountain holly. On the plus side, we know what we have to do here, so let's try this again. Make one of these. Damn it! I can get through this. Reloading. We can and will get through this. Oh, this is very frustrating. Alright, good news is we got rid of that. Need to use that on myself, I don't have any other choice. No, I can't make another rejuvenation potion. But we do have the potion we need. Alright. I'm gonna save here. Alright. I think this is the point at which it happened. Yep, here's where it happened. We need potions, so... drink that potion of alacrity. Now, drink this. Now that's what we needed! Looks like that alacrity wore off. Fabian's down. We're about to go down, and we're down. Damn it! This is a very tricky one. Alright, let's try this again. This time we'll stay together. Alright, drink that potion of alacrity again. And they'll all surround me. Almost. Fine. Drink the dispel mat. We don't really have much time. Drink that. Damn it! Fabian's down again. alacrity wore off again. This is... Jeez! Okay, it's right here that it happens, so we need some of these. We don't have much choice. Hardiness filter. Alacrity. Okay, that one's down. Drink this. Fabian's down. Drink that. Get that Banshee down. Alright. As the last Banshee departs for the Netherworld, wailing all the while, and the last enchanted bone ceases to rattle, you and Fabian are left panting alone in the cold. Vincent, I can't go on much longer like this. His teeth chatter as he speaks. The cold is getting to you as well. You feel as though you will collapse. You look up at the imposing peaks ahead and quail. We have no way to heal ourselves. Look! We made it! Frost shrooms. It's not what we need, but it's something. And it's cold in here, so that doesn't help. This path leads further into the mountains, but the ground slopes sharply, turning into jagged, nearly vertical rock faces at some points. As you look up at the trail, your heart drops. How are you going to get past this? Apparently the same thing occurs to Fabian. I don't think I can climb that thing, Vincent. I'm just too tired, and I don't think the others can make it easier. We'll have to turn back, find the others, and tell them what we found. Sergeant Burden and the others have caught up with you. Burden stands in front awaiting your report, and the others take the time to catch their breaths. Vincent, Fabian, you look awful. What the hell happened to you? Did you find anything? You tell her about your encounters with the spirits of the mountain, as well as the steep trail ahead. She listens thoughtfully as you speak and nods when you finish. You did well to return. You are in no condition to climb a mountain, and neither are we. Orin, Every! The two approach and ask what is demanded of them. Are you feeling all right? Can you scout ahead while the rest of us get a fire going and thaw out? Always at your disposal, Sarge, the Highlander responds. He surveys the land nearby. I'd advise you to get out of the cold. This cave seems uninhabited. Burden nods. Sound advice. Move out! The two men march off towards the steep trail that turned you away earlier. Orin plowing through the snow effortlessly, and Every following closely in the wake he clears. The rest move towards the cave, and you are all too eager to follow. Your legs nearly give out as you step into the shelter of the cave. It seems the same thing happened to your comrades, all of whom sit by the fire as if they collapse when their legs turn to jelly. You don't have much time to rest, but any time spent out of the wind and resting by a hot fire is time well spent. You just dread how much worse it'll be when you have to get up and march again. We did get more skill points. I'm gonna bring potion making to 8 because I feel that's needed. And hardiness is also needed. I think that's how I'll keep it. Your entire troop is exhausted. Trekking uphill through deep snow while fighting off shrieking banshees will take its toll on a man. The group huddles around the fire, or at least as close as they can get without passing out from all the smoke it's putting off. You feel as tired as anybody. You should use whatever time you have to rest up before Orin returns. We have icicle moss, corral blossoms, frost shrooms, and strangleweed. What? Can we make a potion of alacrity to replace the one we used? Icicle moss and frost shrooms. Oh, we may as well. I'm not sure what it was. 3. There, we got a potion of alacrity. So now all we have are strangleweed, frost shrooms, and corral blossoms. We can make another frost grenade, or a hardiness filter, but neither of those are what we need. What we need is mountain holly. We have no way to heal ourselves if we get in a problem. Wonderful. Well, this all got rough. You lay on your mat by the smoky fire and close your eyes. Your muscles burn with freezing cold and weariness, and your eyes feel like leaden weights hang from them. This cave smells a lot better than the last place you swept, even if it is a bit smoky. There's a musty smell that occasionally reaches your nose, but it fades away as quickly as it comes, leaving you with only a fuzzy memory you can't identify. It takes you a while to find a position where a rock isn't jabbing into one of your sore muscles, but you finally do find a comfortable position. A blunt object suddenly crashing into your skull saves you the trouble of falling asleep. You collapse into darkness. The last thing you hear is a cry of alarm before you completely lose consciousness. When you come to, you are lying in pitch darkness in a pit of filth. You have a splitting headache and your stomach is growling. Your weapons are gone and you wear only the clothes you had beneath your armor. But that isn't a huge concern. Who your captors are, why you're here, and where your friends are seems more pressing. All you know for sure is that your cell reeks of decay and no sunlight reaches you here, but that doesn't offer many hints. The hobgoblins. We've lost everything. Suddenly you hear a noise that is not the swishing of your footsteps through the trash, nor the squeaking of rats or the dripping of the ceiling. It sounds for all the world like a human voice, and it seems to be coming from the north wall. You follow the faint voice to a crack in the wall. As you get closer, the voice becomes clearer and clearer. You can finally make it out once you place your head against the crack. Vincent? Is that you? Vincent? Vincent? You'd recognize that voice anywhere, even muffled by the barrier between you. It's Fabian. You respond that it is indeed you and ask him where you are. It's good to hear a friendly voice. I've been awake for the last 4 hours or so. It's hard to tell time in here, and was despairing of ever talking to a human again until I heard the sound of you pacing your cell. I'm going bloody crazy. Where the hell are we? I don't recall what happened so well. I remember hearing a noise behind me and turning to see blue figures charging us, but that's it. I woke up with a splitting headache in this trash heap of a cell. Hobgoblins are what they are. I haven't seen any yet, but from time to time their foul voices reach my ears through the walls. Well, they got the jump on us back there, and now we're in a bind. Are the others here as well? I don't know. You're the first one I've been able to speak to. We can only hope that somebody got away, but I doubt it. The attack was so rapid, so unexpected, that nobody could have ever gotten their weapons out. Maybe Orin and Every were clever enough to avoid the bastards. If they're smart, they'll get off this godforsaken mountain while they can. This expedition is a disaster. What do we do next? Wait. See what they want of us. What else can we do? Perhaps we can jump our jailer, but I doubt it would do anything but quicken our deaths. No, we'll have to see if they can be reasoned with, if we can work out a ransom or something. I'm going to try to sleep. My head is splitting and I'm exhausted, but I've been struggling to stay awake in the hope that somebody was on the other side of this crack. Well, I can rest easy now. Good night, Vincent. You step away from the crack, leaving your friend to his rest. You survey the dark cell. You aren't particularly tired, but you can't think of anything to do but sleep. You pick out a relatively filth-free spot on the floor and curl up to sleep. You're awakened rudely by a kick in the ribs. You rub sleep out of your eyes while trying to estimate how long it's been. It feels as though you just dozed off a minute ago. Another kick focuses your attention on your captor, a blue humanoid around 4 feet tall and dressed in hideous rags and furs. A hobgoblin. No surprise there.
Up, up! Chief says you can be getting up now. Big extra big feast today. Gobga won't be missing it for a human. Not missing the chance to fighting and drink grog drink because human is too lazy. Get up quick!
This last is accompanied by another kick, which finally gets you to your feet. Your captor, as well as another jailer leading Fabian, lead you through dark, twisting corridors. You try talking to your friend, but a spear jab discourages you. Stink and noise, that's all you can think about as you step into this room. The chaos around you is mind-blowing. A mob of rowdy hobgoblins fight, drink, shout, and expel various bodily odors. Apparently not all of the odors coming from the hobgoblins themselves. Next you boil several large vats of liquid. You can't identify it as anything edible, but you do see a piece of strange meat float to the surface. You are led to a dais in the middle of the room and tied to a large wooden pole. Fabian stands on the opposite side with his back to you. You manage to trade some words, as the guards are too busy brawling to notice. Well, looks like it's just me and you, 2 versus mob. My bonds aren't tight, perhaps if I can work them off and untie yours without them noticing. They're pretty drunk. He doesn't have time to finish his plan. A small hobgoblin, decorated in various trophies and painted with glyphs and runes, steps onto the dais. The mob falls relatively silent, and a blow from the butt of the guard's spear quiets you as well. The hobgoblin shaman, for that's what must be what it is, begins to speak.
My friendly fellow goblins, tonight we celebrate with much fighting and drinking. The big one would be most pleased at our devotations.
The other hobgoblins shout and stomp the ground with approbation, but the shaman holds out his hand to quiet them.
This particular feast of feeding is a special one, most special indeed. 6 tall ones, strong, proud humans have been captured by Rider Gopka. Much thanks for this daring feat that is most benevolently helpish to our clan.
More stomping and cheering, this time for the large goblin warrior who stands and bows. One of the smaller goblins even good-naturedly punches the warrior, who spits out one of his teeth and then floors his neighbor with a crack to the head. The shaman continues.
Yes, 6 humans, of which the 2 before you are the strongest and proudest. I thinks the big one won't be hungering for goblin meat flesh for a while now, Oobga?
The one-armed goblin belches in approval.
But there are multiple hours before we sound the trumpet, and there is something that isn't to be left undone.
The shaman gives the crowd a toothy smile and reaches into his robe, pulling out a clump of an unidentifiable royal blue herb. The crowd roars and each goblin gleefully pulls out and consumes a similar herb. A great brawl ensues, which the shaman watches with approval. He slowly raises the leaves to his mouth. He chomps them viciously, and blue-black ichor drips down his face. He throws back his head and emits a terrible cry, then leaps onto the back of a nearby goblin to join the fray. Fabian looks over at you and shakes his head.
Sounds like they have Burden and the others. This is not...
A gray semi-solid glob strikes him in the face, cutting off his words. The herb the hobgoblins ate, whatever it was, has lended a new ferocity to their fighting. Goblins throw themselves at one another with reckless abandon for their own safety or that of their fellows. They get increasingly violent as time passes. Just as the fighting reaches a fever pitch, and you're sure the goblins will rip themselves limb from limb, the shaman leaps onto the dais and cries,
To the feasting grounds!
The other goblins all swivel their heads at the cry and soon pick it up.
To the feast! To the feast! To the feasting grounds!
You and Fabian are untied and roughly hauled away by the mob of goblins as they follow their shaman. The goblins carry you out of the twisting maze and into the cold mountain air. The cold is a welcome relief because it means you're out of the stench of the goblin lair. However, that's the least of your concerns. You and Fabian are laid out on stone slabs and bound fast with cords by several burly warriors. Meanwhile, the rest of the rabble dance around the clearing, the flickering fires casting an eerie light on their crazed faces. The shaman steps onto a raised platform where a massive grim statue stands. He pulls out an oddly formed horn, carved no doubt of some kind of mountain ram. The crowd falls silent. The shaman raises the horn to his lips and sounds 3 successive blasts, low, wailing sounds it must carry for miles. The goblins wait with held breath for what you don't know. After about half a minute of anticipation, an answering wail comes to your ears. A familiar noise, one that you've heard twice before, once in your dreams, and once that night Erasmus and Rowley were slain. The goblins shout gleefully at the call and take their revelry down through the trap door to their lair. Your heart races and you can't take your eyes off the grim statue in the middle of the clearing. You know now what it's in the image of. The Beast of the Rim. Whoa. The forest has fallen completely silent. All you can hear is the beating of your own heart and the noise of Fabian's fast, heavy panting. You both cringe simultaneously as another howl splits the air, this one closer than the last. Fabian turns to speak to you, and you tear your eyes from the gruesome visage of the statue. Some way to go, eh, friend? I can think of a lot of better ways to die, more noble, more enjoyable, the type they sing songs about. But I guess it had to happen sometime, and at least I'm in good company. He smiles wryly, and you return it. He leans his head back on the cold marble slab. I was looking at the sky while we were marching the other day. Was it only yesterday? Anyway, I was thinking how much closer to the stars we must be way up here. Not often you're this close to the heavens, eh, Vincent? You stare up at the stars with him. Indeed, they do seem brighter, larger, closer, as if all your life you'd been seeing them through a shroud, and only now so near to death is it cast off. Wait. What was that? Orin and Private Every scramble down the cliff face at breakneck speeds. The moment they hit the ground, their blades are in their hands. Swish! And Orin's broadsword knives through Fabian's bonds like butter. Hack! And Every's halberd saws through the ropes, binding you just as quickly. You spring to your feet just as another roar comes from the woods to the east. What took you so long? Save it, Fabian. The trap door! It's locked from the inside. Shit! Stand back! Another roar echoes off the cliff walls as the beast draws nearer, and this time you can hear the crackling of snapped foliage as it charges through the dense forest. You have seconds before it is upon you, and you and Fabian aren't even armed. All eyes are on Orin as he pulls out his second broadsword and steps back. He lunges at the trapdoor, throwing all his weight into his swing. The force of the blow splinters the solid pine door and knocks it from its hinges. As the others scramble down through the hole, you stare back into the woods. A terrible, black, hulking form is rapidly approaching. The beast is larger, more horrible than you imagined. The statue did it no justice. Its eyes... And now those eyes are only a stone's throw away from you. Darkness. Darkness and a great weight pressing down on you. The sound of slavering jaws and gnashing teeth comes from above, and the feeling of slime and muck from beneath you. The weight shifts, then whispers. What the hell were you doing out there, Vincent? This mountain will be my gravesite, but not yet. Keep your wits together. Orin rolls off of you, then slithers away, further into the goblin lair. A miracle that you were saved, and another miracle that your friend managed to drag you to safety. What were you thinking back there? The eyes. Yellow, hate-filled eyes. You shake the image away, then cautiously stand up. The shaft above you leads nearly 10 feet up, and you fell the whole way down. The fall knocked the wind right out of you. Okay, and we have nothing. I'm actually going to end this episode here, but holy crap! That! I am getting so invested in this story! I can see why people were praising it! Okay. Things are getting really rough now. We're unarmed and don't have any of our potions, gear, or anything. We need to find some way out of this, because now we've got the beast above us and an entire tribe of hobgoblins, including a shaman, below us. Oh, Jesus. This is not going to be easy. Next episode, we'll try and find our way out of here. You know what? I had a feeling something like this would happen when I saw that this was all the cave and this was all the area we could explore. I had a feeling. Next episode, we'll try to get out of here. Till then, I am Chester44. That is Vincent. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.